Cobb salad. Yes! And the first lunch, we're having graduation in person. So just to explain about our elections, since we have 4 people running for vice president, that means that we'll have voting during lunch today, but we also need to do a runoff election, which means that 3 people will go on from the voting today, and we'll also be voting during lunch tomorrow as well to decide the vice president. So just be aware that we'll have 2 days of voting, and this is in our constitution, SAM constitution. So just be aware. And now we have a senior presentation by Scott Ann.
Does anybody remember the time when I wore theatrical styles of makeup to school last year? Most of my friends will remember those looks, and some of you wouldn't even know what I'm talking about since I have something to say. I quit last year. Most of my friends noticed by chance, and some of you may never have even heard the news. I didn't necessarily run around and say I quit because that would be unnecessary. I said it was for personal reasons, but to elaborate, I'd say that I was worried and unsure about the kind of industry that I had been supporting and representing for years. I started doing my makeup around 7th grade. I was constantly ridiculed by my peers about how ugly and bad I was, and that I needed to do something to cover my face. That's when my eyes rotated towards makeup. When I first tried eyeliner, I was fascinated. Just by applying the color on top of my lids, they looked large, and larger eyes meant being prettier. I felt an attachment to the afterwards. However, that didn't mean the belittling stopped. I can recall what a kid saying, "Yeah, I get why you're doing that. Since your face is so offensive, might as well try putting something on the full world face, right in front of my face." And in casual conversation with my acquaintances, my weight and the makeover I'd go through after shedding some pounds would come up as a usual topic. Being skinnier meant being prettier, and being pretty was an equivalent to respect and power in that social community. I wanted to go under the knife to sculpt a crease on my eyelids, shave the bones of my facial structures to make them slimmer, and insert silicone in my nose to make it look higher. I didn't care about the fatal chances that I had to take, nor the excessive cost that I had to pay to schedule a reservation. I believed that my existence itself was a failure, and I'd blame my parents for my facial features. When I would try to discuss my future plans for cosmetic surgery with them, they would just laugh about it because they thought I was being ridiculous. While they thought I was throwing a jest, I couldn't wait till I was 18, so it would be legal for me to visit a plastic surgeon. After all, the only thing I ever wanted to feel like was to be treated as a human being, instead of a sack of meat being evaluated on a daily basis. I wish for closure for the endless judgment. I'm not so insecure about my body image as I was before, but I felt as if my existence was an incongruity, and I still do. I'd be anorexic and bulimic, and whenever I didn't want to eat, I was forced to, because if I didn't, she would constantly say that it would be okay, although everything she would put on the table would be far away from a dietary meal. If I forcefully denied, I'd have a violent dispute where both of us would be shedding tears, and the atmosphere under the roof would turn from mild warm to inexorably frigid. Once she tried to take me to the gym every day, however, I came to a point where I was extremely exhausted after attending for 2 weeks straight, so I told her I didn't want to go while we were heading towards the gym together. After a short feud, she slapped me in the middle of the entrance of the subway exit, right in the middle of the crowd, and told me, "That's why I live as a fat ass for life." Past my latent insecurity for my body image and feeling deformed inside and out, I felt better while I was doing makeup because I thought I was improving myself. Although most of the times I'd have to try out the sundry skills that I learned while I was surfing the web in the middle of the night, because if she caught me, she will be slamming the locked door of the golf club while calling me out as either possessed by a malign spirit or a whore, and would tell me to become a prostitute if I was going to care my looks so often. Then from time to time, she would still call me a prostitute. She still does. However, I tried not to care. I tried not to care. It was my little secret. I remember the first cartridges of eyeshadows, lip tints, and eyeliners I ever bought. Every dollar I spent was cherishable. It was an act of self-care and I loved it. I got better at it and I was happy about my increasing skills over time. Time passed and I graduated from junior high. I don't know how that happened. I moved up to high school. That was when I found out about the existence of beauty gurus on YouTube. After watching a few videos, I felt as if I'd experienced a whole new area of makeup. The color selections the YouTubers chose were not only from neutral tones, but consisted of a variety of bold colors from black to blue. In the eye of a person who had only had contact with neutrals, I felt as if I was looking through a new world. That's when I bought my first container of black lipstick. I still keep this as Lucky Charm. I'd wear it occasionally out on the streets and people would stare at me like they've seen something they never should have witnessed. I get into bicycle exchanges and old ladies sometimes, but mostly when people gave me the eye and I looked back at them, they pretend like they never saw anything and looked away. I'd have a staring contest with some of those people, but that was rare. The following year when I came to SEM, I was able to discover more brands and experiment versatile techniques. Nobody would interrupt me and I would enjoy the process. No, I loved it. It was part of my life at that point. I wanted to pursue it as a part-time job at least and attend cosmetology school during the upcoming breaks. However, this all came to an end when I met a friend, and that person asked me, "Why do you like makeup?" It was a simple question, but it hit the nexus. Through that question, I had to go through stages of cognition and continuous contemplation. In the intro of the documentary Food Inc., I'm not sure what the exact lines were, but it went something along as, if an industry constantly exaggerates something, they're hiding something behind those curtains. A famous beauty guru once said, I believe, makeup is free and you can do whatever you want to do with it. I disapprove this doctrine eminently. When there's tutorials titled, The Perfect Way to Achieve Something, and How to Do Something Perfectly, hitting millions of views, and I believe you've seen it as well, I find that insinuated freedom to be completely hypocritical. If it were to be as free as it was, I don't think people would even care to match their eyeliners or blend their eyeshadows at all. There were past events where some girl gets mocked by her cake face because she couldn't do it right. Constant arguments about whether or not that person overdid their makeup, and how it takes skill to achieve a certain look. Alas, the only thing that I ever felt free while doing makeup was the selection of colors I was able to choose. Besides makeup, I felt as if beauty standards were one of the most frivolous and unstable trends to exist. I remember, and you should also remember that time where people had their eyebrows plucked and shaved to make them thinner in the 90s and the early hundreds. I remember that line in Mean Girls when Regina George said that she was afraid that her butt was getting bigger. I remember seeing on TV shows where some kid would be made fun of because of their big lips. I remember seeing ads about getting freckles removed. I felt as if I was educated that bigger eyes were better, that if still in the face was trendier, and that my low nose wasn't proportionate enough. I felt as if everything about the standard of beauty that I tried to achieve for makeup was dogmatic, consequently, an artificial marketing technique. I couldn't and didn't want to support an industry that I thought was selling insecurities because I've learned that I didn't need to be beautiful, nor strive for it, because it wouldn't matter. It weren't because that wouldn't make me less of a human being. I wouldn't feel worthless just because I wasn't beautiful. I'm not here to convince that everybody should quit doing makeup, since each individual has their own reasons of why they start to act on a specific matter. However, it would be appreciated if you could acknowledge your conscious affinity towards applications you enjoy daily. Thank you.
We are and share with me about your experience or ideas or feelings around Capstone. I'll be in the gallery during third trimester. I'll be in the gallery third period and up in my room next to the music room in third lunch. Hope to see you then.
Just a reminder, seniors, you will line up starting at the doors to the chapel, going back towards Mr. Hopkins' room. Juniors, you will line up starting at the chapel, heading back towards the development offices. Sophomores, you're behind the juniors. You kind of go down into the catwalks. And then freshmen, you will line up in the yellow hallway. Everyone will line up 2 by 2. Freshmen, sophomores, and juniors in alphabetical